There it is. I'm from Portugal and I'm a clinical psychologist here working with different models. And I'm obviously a deliberate practice enthusiast. And that's why I'm here today to guide you guys through this. It's great to see so many nice faces. I just wanted to very quickly ask you to write in the chat where you're participating from, your country of origin, so that we have an idea of where we are scattered all over the world. If you could do that very quickly. All right. So I have people from Germany, the States, Israel, Poland, Sweden, Norway, Hungary. So cool. Finland, US again. That's so great. Awesome. Okay, so I will be letting everybody, and I'm going to ask Anna Maya and Elizabeth if you can allow other participants to come and join us. That would be great. And let's jump right onto it. I'm going to ask maybe Anna Maya to share some words about the International Deliberate Practice Society that is allowing for this lovely event to happen today. Would you like to say something?
Okay, thank you, Ines. So I'm a current president of International Deliberate Practice Society, and we are a society for promoting things and procedures with which we therapists can improve our skills and so be more of help to our patients. So kind of trying to prepare us to be better psychotherapists, I guess, is our main goal. And DP is one of those ways. And that's the business we are in. And I'm really glad to have you all here. And this Throwdown is one of our events. And you can look for other events on our website. So just let's get on with this fun and exciting competition, and I hope to see you all later in other events also.
Great. Thanks, Anna Maya. So today we'll be having 4 contestants that were super brave and super competent testing out these lovely videos and skills. We will be having new videos to present so that you guys are going to be competing with different client challenges. These are the same skills that you guys practiced for. So in terms of skills, that would be the same, but new statements, new video stimuli that you can work with and respond to. So for those of you who are new to the Therapist Throwdown, essentially what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to watch some client videos. Our lovely contestants will be responding to them using the skill criteria that we have defined. And then our raters, Elizabeth and Luca, will be judging them on their performance. And we'll be doing 2 rounds per contestant. Okay. And I would like to, before introducing Elizabeth and Luca, I would like to thank our raters, Zoltan and Ida, who were doing some really cool work, watching your videos as contestants and rating them and assessing them based on the skill criteria. So we appreciate their work too. And I'll move on to inviting Luca and Elizabeth to introduce themselves. Maybe Luca would like to start?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Luca. I'm from Italy. I'm a psychologist and psychotherapist. And as I said many times, my journey into deliberate practice started something like 12 years ago, something like this, with my former Tai Chi master. That it was the first person that spoke to me about deliberate practice, and that plus the frustration I'm not only a psychologist and psychotherapist, but also a trainer, a teacher in ISTDP, intensive short-term dynamic psychotherapy, and I'm the vice president of IDPS. And the frustration in not being so helpful in teaching the therapists, matched with my master idea of deliberate practice, and that I started trying to find a way to match together deliberate practice and psychology. And yeah, here I am after 12 years.
Thank you, Luca. Elizabeth, would you like to say something about yourself?
Yeah, okay. So, hi, my name is Elizabeth Rosen, as you can see here. I'm from Sweden, and as Luca said, he has been doing something else before. He became a psychotherapist, so I also did. I was a dancer and know how to practice and practice and practice, and it was very frustrated when I started to read psychotherapy and psychology that we never practiced actually. We just performed all the time, having therapy without even practice anything. And then I came across deliberate practice, and that was actually practice for the first time. And I was just so happy. And I say, okay, this is the shit. This is how you do it. And since then, I'm practicing. And I just love it. And I'm exploring different ways of doing it. And I'm teaching and supervising psychologists and psychiatrists and also police officers in the way of how to interrogate people, because they also need to practice to make it really good. So here I am today with you as a proud board member of the IDPS. I'm really happy to see you. We're so many here, and I'm looking forward to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So without further ado, I'm just going to share with you guys the skill that we're going to be practicing today. And then I'm going to introduce one of our contestants at a time. And the other 3 contestants will be going to a breakout room where they can stay very nervously waiting for their turn to partake. Okay. And then we will watch as an audience, one of them at a time. Then we will regroup all of us to decide and see who won the Therapist Throwdown this year. So before we get into that, I'm just going to share which skill we will be practicing today. So just a tiny second. If my PowerPoint helps. Okay. So as you can see, we're going to be practicing a skill that has to do with multicultural orientation therapy, and it's inquiring about culture and identity. So we have 2 skill criteria that our contestants are going to be trying to meet in responding to their clients. The first one is to empathically affirm the client's concern or statement. And the second one is to show curiosity for how the client's culture or identity might play a role in the client's concern. Obviously, when we talk about culture and identity, we are including aspects of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, socioeconomic status, ability, and body size. Okay, so this is what we will be having in mind. Also, as you are observing our contestants, this is what we're looking for in their responses. Okay. So to begin with, we're going to be having the first contestant, who is Jana Shafrath. Welcome, Jana. Jana is a PhD student in clinical psychology and psychotherapy at Wolfgang Lutz Lab in Trier, Germany. Her research focus is therapist competence and its relation to treatment processes and outcome. So, Jana, you're in the right place. We are all about therapist competence and expertise. So really good to have you here. And she has been since 2024 a licensed psychotherapist in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Her interests include reading and cuddling with her dog, Molly, sports like running, going to the gym, and swimming, which are also very dependent on deliberate practice, as we know, and baking vegan cakes for her colleagues at the lab. Welcome, Jana. I hope you have fun today. As you prepare for today's competition, I will be making sure that other Jana, Tanuj, and and Devin will join the breakout room very briefly and get to know each other. Okay, so I'll just open that and let me see. Okay, so hold on just a second. These breakout rooms. Okay. So this is Devin, Jana Bomber, and Tanuj. Okay. There we go. And when they are leaving, they are, okay, everybody's left. Great. So, Jana, I'll share the skill criteria with you again so we can all get a chance to see it. Present. Okay. Let me just triple check that we have sound because this is very important. You need to hear your clients. Okay.
And you can hear me too, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So I will make a small test to check if you can hear, okay? Just to see if everybody can listen. Can we hear?
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, so Jana, I will be sharing the skill criteria with you. You can look at them briefly and then you will see the client statement and then respond, okay? Okay, great.
I always dreamed of becoming an engineer, but everyone just expects me to do something more feminine.
Okay, so there's this dream of yours to become an engineer on the one hand side. On the other hand side, I hear that there are some people having different ideas or expectations from you. And I'm wondering where are these expectations coming from and how are they related maybe to what you expect from yourself? And maybe you could tell me a little bit more about that.
Right. Thank you, Jana. Let's take a brief moment to have Elizabeth and Luca think about your response and get their feedback. When you guys are ready, let me know. So this is important, everyone. Just before we jump right into, I don't know, Anna, if that's what you wanted to say, but I just thought of it. Yeah. So for those of you who are not familiar with our very rudimentary scale, we are assessing our skill criteria from 0 to 2. Okay, so Elizabeth and Luca will be rating Jana from a scale of 0, which means didn't meet criteria at all. 1, somewhat met criteria, so met the criteria but could use some improvements, or met the criteria in a way that were incomplete, or 2, completely met the skill criteria. Okay, so that's what you should have in mind when hearing Elizabeth and Luca's assessment.
Okay, Luca, can I start? Okay. Okay, so Jana, thank you so much. You were very quick on doing this, and what I really especially stood out for me was the warm and curious voice of yours. The curiosity was really there, empathic curiosity, lovely. I think that definitely met criteria 1 totally. There was one thing that I'm thinking of that could be even more clear. That is the identity part was sort of met, but we can hear she is concerned about femininity and masculinity, and that could be even more clearer from your side, that it's something about her being a woman in a way that makes this difficult. So that was the only, so it's very close to 2, the second one, but I would say 1, because I want you to have something to work on as well. So a 2 for the first one and a 1 for the second one, but it's not because it was less curiosity, because curiosity, you nailed it. It's only this identity thing that could be even more clear. But thank you so much. Very well done.
Thank you for the feedback.
Great. Luca, would you like to jump in?
Yep. I agree with almost everything that Elizabeth said. So for the first criteria is a 2 for me too. Maybe you started a bit too fast, and that's the moment where I felt less curiosity and less warmth. But as I said, I totally agree with Elizabeth about the great job you did and how quickly you recover and reattuned with a curious and empathic feeling. And so even though I agree with Elizabeth about we are close to 2 also in the second one, I'm more for a 2 again because of the mastery that I said. I know that it's really difficult to start and understanding probably, or I don't know how consciously you did it, but understand that you're moving too fast or with less empathy than you want, and correct yourself in a few seconds. So even though I agree with Elizabeth, it's a 2 and 2 for me. And as a just one more feedback to practice could be doing the same with a few words. But
Great.
yeah, great job.
Thank you.
Luke and Elizabeth. Thank you, Yana. Great job. Great job, really. And we are going to move you to the breakout room and invite our next contestant, who is other Yana. Okay, good job. Let's see if I can do this. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
I hope it was nice and comfortable in the breakout room.
It was nice, but we were all so nervous, so it was as nice and comfortable as it could be in this situation, I think.
Yeah, I know, I hear you, but your suffering is about to end. I'll just introduce you very quickly. So Jana is a PhD student in clinical psychology and psychotherapy in Wolfgang Lutz, 2 universities. So like Jana, like our first Jana. Her dissertation topic is clinical micro skills and deliberate practice. So you are 100% in your comfort zone, in your natural habitat here. Wonderful to have you here with us. And she's currently doing clinical training in CBT. Her interests in life involve climbing and running and playing Pokemon on her Nintendo DS. Awesome. Okay, Anna, I was just reviewing that we are having our two judges rate you from 0 to 2 on each skill criterion. So that would mean 0, you didn't meet criteria at all. 1, somewhat met criteria. 2, completely met criteria. Okay, so I will jump right on to the video that you're going to be seeing. Okay. Here it is. You're going to have a few seconds to watch it, to watch the skill criteria. Take your time.
I always dreamed of becoming an engineer, but everyone just expects me to do something more feminine.
Okay, so on the one side, you have this dream to become an engineer, but you mentioned that there are some other people that have some other expectations for you. They expect you to do something more feminine, and I'm curious about what do you think, what is important for you and your identity?
Thank you so much, Jana. That was great. Let's take a little while we wait for Elizabeth and Luca to rate your response. But good job, really. This is such hard work to come in here and in front of everybody, very nervously say the first thing that comes to mind. And I'll just remind everyone that our contestants haven't seen these clips ever. This is the first time they're watching them. So really, really brave. And thank you so much for participating. Whenever you guys are ready, jump right in.
Can I go first? Okay. Yeah. First of all, good job. And we all know how difficult it is to take a glimpse at the skill criteria and improvise something on something totally new, and without having the time to think about it. Yeah, we know. And speaking about both about empathy and curiosity. I heard you validating the client. In my perception, both empathy and curiosity was not so clear in the tone of the voice. And yeah, let's put it this way, is 1.5 and 1.5 in my opinion. So I decided for 2 on the first skill criteria, so 2 on empathy and 1 on curiosity. But my feedback is about both. It's something like the tone of voice showed me the curiosity and the empathy, but I didn't feel them. I think at the full extent of what you really feel inside.
All right. Thank you, Luca. Let's hear Elizabeth out.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is really hard. You're so brave. And I'm sorry you got interrupted. There was somebody coming in, so it was kind of a sound there that might also have been disturbing. What I really want to say to you that I think is so good, you really focused on essential words that has to be in there. I mean, you really, with words, was very empathic. And also you said very clearly that you were curious about it. I love your tempo. You slowed down and really gave some space for feelings to be there, which is really nice. Although I totally agree with Luca, I was missing the feeling of both empathy and curiosity, is to really hear that in your voice. So, and that could definitely be because of this setting. It's really nerve breaking, but that's really something to think about. We're looking for both what you say and how you say it. So take with you a wonderful tempo, but you could elaborate with your voice a little more. And because of that, I'll give you one for the first one, and I'll also give you one for the second one, because for me, it's the nonverbal and the verbals both very important. So, but thank you so much. You're very brave.
Thank you too.
Great. Thank you so much, Anna. I'll move you right back into the breakout room, and I'll ask you to be patient and wait for a little bit while we hear for the rest of the contestants. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, just a second while I move Jana back to the main room. How do I do this? Okay. Great. Hi, Tanuj.
Hi.
Thank you for being patient waiting for us. I hope you're not too nervous. I'm gonna
Sorry, I'm back. I don't know why.
You're back? Sorry, Anna. Let me try to see if I can get you back there. So I'll just delete this one. Oh, for some reason, I can't seem to do that. Okay. Okay, I'll try. Jana, I'll send you briefly to one separate breakout room, and then I'll try to get you to the other one, okay? Okay. And I'll have to figure out how to solve this after. Okay. So Tanuj, I'm going to introduce you to everyone. Okay. Tanuj is from Long Island, New York, and is a fifth-year student in the Counseling Psychology PhD program at the University of Albany in New York. He takes an integrative approach to therapy and is primarily interested in hospital and VA settings for internship. In his spare time, he enjoys playing tennis, ice skating, watching Netflix, and spending time with friends. Great to have you here, Tanuj. It's wonderful to, have everyone participate, and we know that everyone's pretty nervous. So we really want to see how you deal with responding to this client. So we'll jump right onto that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Just let people in. You're right. This can be a little bit disturbing. We need to pay attention to it. All right.
And I can just respond after the video is played.
Yes.
Okay.
We're taking just a little while so you can review the skill criteria.
Sure.
I always dreamed of becoming an engineer, but everyone just expects me to do something more feminine.
Yeah, it sounds like, this has been quite the dilemma for you that, you've been experiencing a lot of pressure from the outside world, this sort of cultural expectation to, mold yourself to what's deemed a more feminine profession. And, I'm also just, being cognizant of the fact that I'm a male therapist who's working with you, and I'm curious what it's like to talk about this with me, especially, me having had a different experience in the world and expectations. I'm wondering if you can tell me a little bit more about that and your concerns.
Great. Thank you so much, Tanush. We'll take a brief moment to have Elizabeth and Luca rate your response. But I'd say great job. I hope that wasn't too hard. So again, this is first time seeing this client for Tanush. So I think that's really great that you were able to give that response. So let's see what Elizabeth and Luca have to say when you guys are ready.
Okay, Luca, I start this time? Yeah, okay. So thank you so much, Tanush. You're really brave to do this. I mean, it's hard. What I really appreciate is your concern in the voice about her bringing this subject up. It feels really like you're standing beside her. I really like that. So for the first part, I think you really nailed it. That's definitely a 2 for me. What I love that you bring up is that you're also talking about that you're a male, and this might be a concern for her, talking about this issue of gender together with you. I love that, but it's a little beyond what the skill criteria says, and it became pretty long. So if you could have shortened it pretty much, I would have given you 2, because it was a lovely thing to really lift that in the session, and I could also feel your curiosity about it. But I'll give you 1 because of the length. But thank you so much for talking about the relationship between you and the client. Thank you. Well done.
Just to clarify, and I didn't clear this up because I should have done it before, so now I'm doing with each of you, as I go. 0 means didn't meet criteria at all. 1 meets somewhat met criteria. 2 meets completely and fully met criteria. Okay? Let's hear.
Okay, and I'm trying not to double what Elizabeth said, but I have to say that I really love the attunement that I felt with the patient concerns, and the way not only your words or your tone of voice, but your face was attuning with her, and that's great. So I agree with Elizabeth about the 2 for the first criteria. And yeah, I also agree with her about love of improvising because you are a male therapist and you took something that it's a part of reality in the exercise. And I know that this could make it more difficult because it increases the complexity of the intervention. And I totally agree with Elizabeth about it could be more with few words. Yeah, many few words. But I don't agree with Elizabeth on the one. I think that your braveness gains you too in the second skills too. Very good job.
Great. Thank you so much, Tanush. I will ask Anna Maya to have to have you go back to the breakout room and bring Devin before we move on to our second round.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the next contestant is Devin Cardle. Let's see. Okay. All right, here she is. Hi, Devin. Good to see you. I hope we're having a good time in the breakout room. I'm going to introduce you very briefly, and then we'll move on to responding to our client stimuli today. So Devin is a fourth-year doctoral student at the Michigan School of Psychology, where she has been active as a student ambassador, member of Psyche. Am I doing this well?
Psychi.
Sorry. Psychi. And involved in advocacy committees for the field. Devin is completing her dissertation on feminine embodiment and its impact on women's sense of self and relationships. Super interesting. Outside of student life, she enjoys reading, writing, gardening, traveling, and spending time with her two cats, Hoops and Max, and her dog, Sansa. Welcome, Devin. So before we jump into today's client, I just want to let you know that you're going to be rated on a scale from 0 to 2, where 0 means you didn't meet the skill criteria at all, 1 means you somewhat met the criteria, and 2 means you completely met the criteria. Okay?
Okay.
So I will be sharing the brief review of the skill criteria. And then when the video stops, you can respond, okay?
I always dreamed of becoming an engineer, but everyone just expects me to do something more feminine.
I guess the first word that's popping in my head hearing you say that is disappointed. That it's really disappointing when it feels like there are circumstances that are out of our control that prevent us from being in alignment with our values or who we want to be. And so I guess when you say a more feminine field, I'm kind of curious what that means or what people are expecting of you. Because I think when we talk about feminine, a lot of times it's like separate from, it's not gendered, it's not traditional for a woman necessarily. So I'm curious, like, what your understanding is of what people say when they want a more feminine journey for you.
Thank you so much, Devin. Breathe out.
I know. I'm so nervous.
It's so great that you were able to respond on such difficult circumstances. So I think, we all want to congratulate you on participating. Let's just wait a little bit to see what Elizabeth and Luca have to say about your response. Okay, but great job.
Okay, my turn. So first of all, good job. And I was impressed of how quickly you jumped in, and you felt, or you seemed at least, very comfortable in trying to meet the criteria and give sentences very nailed to the criteria. So what impressed me most was the attunement that I felt between you and the patient, and how quickly you shared empathy, and yeah, it was yeah, we are on the same boat. I can hear you. I see. So that's great. 2 for the first skill criteria. And for the second one, I felt the curiosity. There was, and I don't know. I felt it a bit less attuned than the first one. A little bit more mechanic. Okay. Even though the words were on exactly on the point, the feelings on my side wasn't so tuned as in the first part. And so it's 1 for me for the second skill.
So thank you so much, Devin. I mean, you're really to do this. I feel scared as a judge. So I mean, so really brave of you to do it. Thank you so much. I agree with Luca on the first one. I mean, the empathy. You also made sort of an interpretation of what is a little beyond, but I thought I could really hear the empathy in your voice, so I don't mind the interpretation you did. It felt like it really fit with the patient, so it's a 2 for me for the first one. What I was thinking of for the second part is that what I heard, what you're studying, and then we see this clip. I think sometimes when we know something in a subject a little too well, there's a risk that we become a lecturer rather than a therapist. And I think I heard a little of that one in your voice, which is wonderful in another setting. But here it became a little too intellectual and a little too long. So I lost the closeness and the genuine interest for her side or her view of the thought. It was more like you were curious about her thoughts about others' view of what she should do. And here we should be curious about the patient's view of it. So, but that's a risk I think we all have to think about when we do therapy, that we have interests in different things, and that we really have to hold back on that and really make the empathy and the curiosity be in front of us towards the patient. So for me, the second part is a 1. But thank you so much. Well done.
Yeah, thank you both for your feedback. It resonates and I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much, Devin. We will move to the second round now. Okay. So I'll ask you to be patient and wait for a little bit longer. But thank you so much for your participation, your responses. Okay, Anna, if you can bring back Jana Schaffer. Oh, hey, Anna, sorry, I missed you there. Okay, so are you ready for client stimulus 2?
Yes.
Do you have the skill criteria in mind?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So maybe we'll jump right onto the video. And as soon as the video stops, you get to give your response, okay?
Okay.
I think I really need to change my hair to be taken seriously at work. Yeah.
Okay, you seem very determined about that, and I feel like it seems to be very serious and very important for you to be taken seriously at work. And I was wondering how your hair is related to that at your workplace, and how this is related to you as a person, and maybe about your identity. Maybe you could tell me a little bit more about that.
Great job, Jana. Let's take a little while to have Elizabeth and Luca rate your response. But I think we all agree there was a really good job. Okay. Whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, my turn now, Luca. Okay. So thank you so much, Jana. What really stands out for me here is that you heard what we said the first round. And I kind of, oh, you're a fast learner. We have a fast learner here. So you took your time, you let it sink in, and there was very empathic tone in your voice, thinking about this. So definitely, I give you 2 for the first part and an extra point, which we can't do, for that you're a fast learner. I mean, that's the essence of deliberate practice, to hear, repeat, and take in the feedback and try to do something with the feedback. So really well done. And I think this clip is so hard. I've been watching it and trying to answer it myself, and it's so hard. And I think you did a very good job. And you also were very clear about what it means, her hair and her identity. So I'll give you 2 for the second one as well. Well done.
Thank you.
Luca?
Yep. Once again, I'm on the same page with Elizabeth. And I was really curious about your answer, your guys, well, your participants with the answer with this kind of video, because my first impression was, what the fuck? What I can do? And I was happy to see that what the fuck in your face too. And as Elizabeth said, uh, more polite than me, is that you are a fast learner and you took your time. You because you there was the risk of making a mess, moving too fast, and you took your time. And after the initial shock, what I saw was the empathy and using the few words, yeah, taking what our feedback was and making them into operation. So very good job. So 2 for the first skill criteria, and yeah, I was close to also for the second, and the word identity, the putting the underlying that concept combines me totally to give you a 2 for the second skill criteria too. So yeah, amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I will have you join the breakout room as we bring our second contestant.
Hi.
Hey, Anna. I hope you're ready for the second round. We will jump right onto the video unless you need to recap the skill criteria. Do you have it in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's check it out. Okay, ready?
Yes.
I think I really need to change my hair to be taken seriously at work. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's important to you to get taken seriously at work, and you said to get taken seriously, you have to change your hair, and I'd love to hear more about what this means for you to change your hair and what your hair means for your work.
All right. Thank you so much, Anna. We'll take just a brief moment to have Luca and Elizabeth rate your response, but good job.
Thank you.
It's over now.
Good. Then I can relax.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a brief moment. And whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, my turn. Yeah, so I'm really happy to see that each of you has that shock moment at the very beginning with the video, because it's exactly what I felt the first 5 times that I saw that video, trying to find a way to answer. And probably that had some effect on your empathy, because what I saw is that you found a way to connect, but I felt you less empathic than you are in the first round. And even though you found a way to understand, what I'm saying is that it was really good. I felt really good in seeing you trying actively to find a way to connect with her on her speaking or on her concerns. And it's not easy when someone of our patients spoke about their hair. And so, yeah, I can see that it's really difficult, but for empathy, for the first skill, I think it's a 1. But you gain the curiosity, or at least I could feel it, because and it's really difficult because or at least it's really difficult for me to show curiosity in something that I really don't understand. And I saw that you didn't understand at the beginning, but you switched. And okay, I felt it like, okay, I really don't understand, but I'm really curious in understanding what are you meaning. And that's really great. So this is a 2 for me. So 1 for the first and 2 for the second.
So thank you so much, Jana, and I mean you're really working this crazy clip, and I agree with Luca about, I mean it's still, I can hear the words of the empathy, but I think that's something that I couldn't hear in the voice. So and it might be because of the crazy clip, because it's really hard to answer to this. I've been trying to do it myself, and I failed totally a lot of times. So and then, so for me, for the first one, it's a 1. The second skill criteria, though, you really improved and took on this curiosity in your voice, and you also switched, you turned the skill, oh, you want to know what about the hair, and also what the hair for her identity and the hair for her job. And I think it was a few aspects here that was really interesting that you gave words to. So it's a 2 for me for the second one, the curiosity for her culture and identity. So well done. Well done. You're improving. Yeah.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anna. We will ask you to move back into the breakout room, and then we'll ask for Tanush to join us. All right, welcome back, Tanush. I hope you have the skill criteria in your mind. We are going to move on to the second clip of today. And after the video stops, feel free to respond. Okay?
Okay.
I think I really need to change my hair to be taken seriously at work. Yeah.
I'm sorry to, I can imagine that must feel really upsetting that, the way that your hair is right now, it feels like you're not being taken seriously at work. And, there might be, certain expectations, from society that you feel like you're getting as a Black woman, that, the way you naturally style your hair isn't acceptable. I'm wondering what that experience is like for you and what messages you feel like you're getting from society and how it feels to not be taken seriously.
Thank you, Tanush. Great job. Let's take a little moment to have Luca and Elizabeth rate your response. And whenever they're ready, we'll love to hear their feedback.
Tanush, I don't have to think very long for this. I really loved your little, you were really there with her right away. And then there was a pause, and you can really feel that you felt with her. So, I mean, thank you so much for that really great empathic affirmation of hers. And you also did something which is scary, and you did it very bravely. You said, I wonder how that is for you as a Black woman. That could go either way. And you dared to mention the war, so to say. And that is brave. And you did it in an empathic way, so it was possible to do it. So it's definitely a 2 and a 2 for me. And I feel actually a little moved by your way of answering. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Is a 2 and a 2 for me too. And all that Elizabeth said, and what I want to add is that I was very surprised of how quickly you attuned with that patient, and you can't know because you were in the breakout room, but as I said repeatedly, the first 5 times I saw this video, I felt really difficult to empathize with her because yeah, it was a shock moment for the first few seconds. And what I saw in you was, okay, you took your time just to feel something and to attune, and you're very quickly attuned with her, and that's crazy, fantastic. And yeah, and the curiosity and the warmth, with in your voice when you spoke about the society and how what the society expectations are. It was very moving. So great, really, really a fantastic job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Tanush, and congratulations on your performance today. We will be sending you very briefly to the breakout room, and then we'll have everyone here to discuss how the competition went and to see who was the winner. So thank you so much, and we'll see you briefly. Anna, if you can bring out Devon, our final contestant for today. Hi, Devon.
Hey.
Final round, final stimuli. I hope you're ready.
As ready as I'm gonna be.
Do you need to review the skill criteria? Do you have it ready on your mind?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Cool. So we'll jump right onto the video of our second client of today. As soon as the video stops, feel free to respond. Oh, sorry. I'll start from the beginning. I'm so sorry. Don't get nervous. Okay.
I think I really need to change my hair to be taken seriously at work. Yeah.
I guess I'm curious where that concern is coming from. where I think, it's important for us to talk about like there's a lot of intersecting pieces of your identity. There's a lot of historical and cultural pieces that go into way that your hair uniquely as a Black woman is being perceived. And so I'm kind of curious, what do you feel like is, shaping this concern that it needs to be changed?
Thank you so much, Devin. Great job. Let's just wait a little bit for Elizabeth and Luca to share their feedback. Whenever you're ready.
I don't remember my time. Yeah, my turn. Okay, great. So good job, and yeah, thanks for. Yeah, it was interesting seeing your ways of answering of that kind of sentence with that kind of voice and way of doing. I think it's one of the most challenging prompts that we ever had in the Therapist Throwdown. And I think it's one of the most challenging we can find in our offices too. And yeah, probably due to this crazy prompt, I felt less empathy than the empathy that I felt in the previous round. Like you you were searching for a way to build a bridge between you and her, and probably you find it on the curiosity, because your words spoke about curiosity, and your tone of voice was about curiosity, and that makes a link between you and the patient. So my opinion is one for empathy for the first criteria, and two for the second.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. Yeah, this is a really crazy clip, really hard to respond to, so well done. So I agree with Luca, and what I really loved, and what I have to remind myself of, and I remind others of as well, you don't have to do the skill criteria in the number one first and the number second too. And you switched. You took the curiosity from the beginning, and I think that's really good to really play around. Don't forget to play when you're doing deliberate practice. And you did that, and you have a very unique way of answering these statements, which I really love. But I do agree with Luca, the curiosity, you nailed it. And you all were also very brave to really spell it out loud for her, as she is a Black woman. And what does that mean? Which can be risky, but you did it in a very curious way, which makes it connect with her. Really well done. So that is definitely second skill criteria, definitely two. I, as well as Luca, little missed the empathy tone in your voice. So that will be a one. So for me, but thank you so much. And don't forget, you have a very personal style. Keep it and really develop it even more. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you both for your feedback too. I appreciate it.
All right. So Anna Maya, if you'd like to bring back everybody to the main room. All right. Welcome back, everybody. This was so good to see, and I think you guys did such a good job. I think we can all agree on that. It was really beautiful to witness as you improvise your responses, how you kept the criteria in mind, how you didn't give into your fears and anxiety. I think that all of us were really impressed with how natural and how spontaneous our responses were. That was really impressive. So I think overall, really, really good job. Before we announce the scores, I just wanted to go around and maybe just, ask everybody how it was to participate in here today. If you'd maybe like to share some words. For those of you who are not participating as contestants but are merely observing, if you'd like to share a little bit about your experience, that would be great too. We are appreciators of feedback generally, so that would be also great to hear you guys out. So I don't know if some of the contestants would like to say something. We're very curious about how this was for you.
Maybe I can go ahead if that's okay. At first, I was very, very nervous, and I think this situation is very kind of strange and artificial, maybe. So that's something that made me very nervous. But I really appreciated this opportunity and also to get this feedback. And then I really like that we had 2 rounds and that we could try to incorporate the feedback in the second round. So that was really nice. So yeah, thank you everyone for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Anna, for participating and sharing your skills with us.
I can go on, and I'm still nervous, so I was very nervous, and I'm still. And I also, like Jana said, liked that it was this 2 rounds, and I also really liked the very warm feedback. So that was very great. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would just echo what was said. I think we all went in, we were talking about feeling pretty nervous, and we were also all talking about how we felt like the feedback was delivered really warmly and gently, and we appreciated that and found that helpful.
Great. Thank you so much, Tanuj. Devin, would you like to say something about it?
Just second everything that they all said.
Thank you so much, everybody, for participating. I think you guys really did a really, really good job. And the competition was pretty tight, I think, this final round. So I think that maybe we can start by sharing that we're going to have a top 3. Of course, you guys are 4. But anyway, I think we are all here because it's just so great to witness everybody participating and showing themselves, honoring, the vulnerable place that all of this means for us as therapists, as starting, being in a profession where it's, I think, still kind of hard to show our mistakes and get feedback. It's just so great that you guys are able to do that and, really be an example of humility and ability to receive feedback and criticism. So I think we are really just cheering you guys on that. So obviously everybody is a winner in a sense that everybody did such a good job just by showing up and showing us their work. Okay.
Yeah, this was really great. Everybody, these were really hard prompts we had this time. It was a hard skill and hard prompts. So I think, like the judges said, you all did much better job than we could have done. So I wouldn't have been able to respond the way you did. I don't know how much you did rehearse before the first round or between these rounds, but then thank you so much. This was wonderful to hear different styles of doing this. Like I always say, it's not about doing it right, it's about having a load of options and repertoire to answer. So when you can watch this video afterwards, and can see each other's replies. So it is a wonderful kind of spectrum of great answers to these skills. Yeah, I'm so kind of proud of you all. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So without further ado, let's move on to see who stood in third place. And third place goes to Jana Bommer, okay, with 11 points. Congratulations, Jana. You did a really, really good job. Okay. I think we are all super, super proud of you.
Thank you.
In the end, I think that Anna-Maja will share what the prizes are and what all of this means. But for now, let's move on to the second prize that is going to Devin with 12 points. Congratulations, Devin.
Yay.
Really, really good job. And for the first prize, we have a tie. So we have actually two winners.
Yeah, this is great. We have a tie winning, and with kind of specific kind of personal styles. Great.
Yeah, so Tanush Sharma and Jana Shefferth are today's Throwdown winners. We congratulate them. They did a really, really good job. And, you know, it's a whole different version of the Dodo verdict. Everybody wins, everybody has prizes. So good for us, good for you guys. Yeah, so congratulations. I'll move on to Anna-Maja to share a little bit about prizes and what you can do and what the next steps are. But before we move on to that, I just really like to thank you personally for joining us today. And I hope you guys can join other events that have to do with deliberate practice, because you know it's such a good way to just learn with each other and from each other. So I'm really grateful that you guys were able to be here today. Thank you.
Okay, if anybody wants to have a word to contestant, just speak up or write to the chat while I'm kind of looking what we have promised for the prizes. So it takes a bit time. So so feel free to comment while I'm searching.
Yeah, I'll just say thank you. This was an enjoyable thing for me, and I think it was a really great opportunity to get the kind of feedback that you don't always have the opportunities for. So appreciate this whole event and you organizing it.
Thank you so much, Tanush. That's really good. Thank you.
So we will send all of you a certificate with these like first, second, and third in this contestant. Vida is the one who is in charge of certificates in the society. So now that we know these things, he will do the certificates. And first round, the first prize is worth $150, which I will contact you all how you want to use that thing. It is kind of usable for buying yourself a DP supervision or maybe some books related to psychotherapy work. So we can decide that and then decide how to handle that. And for the second and the third place, it is the same thing for supervision or books, and it's $100 worth you can use for these kind of things. So I will contact you all, and then you can now think of your way of how you wanna spend that money, and then we will work out how to do that, with whom you want the supervision with, or what kind of way we will do that. But that's how the prices will be kind of delivered to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Anna-Maja. Thanks everybody at the IDPS, everybody who participated. our judges, our raters, and our contestants. Congratulations, everybody. We hope to see you soon in future IDPS events. And if you have any questions or curiosities about deliberate practice, please send an email to the IDPS Society. I'm sure you'll get a very interested response. So I will see you guys hopefully in the future. I really appreciate everybody coming in today. Congratulations to all the contestants and have a great rest of Wednesday.
Yes, celebrate this brave thing together and have something nice for yourselves as a cool down.
Yeah, cool down. Very important. Thank you, Anna Maya.
Yeah.
All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.